Welcome to this week's episode of Your Stock Request for the 9th of February. Hi, I'm Michael Gable, Managing Director at Fairmont Equities. Your Stock Request is the weekly video where I take your requests and analyse the share price charts. So this week we have Aurora, Stanmore Coal, Australian Vanadium, carsales.com and Arizona Lithium. So if you have a request, please send it through. Make sure you're getting our free newsletter, but my stock tips come out every Tuesday in the Dynamic Investor Report. So make sure you've subscribed to that report. But if you do enjoy these videos, we'd love you to share them on social media or even leave us a review. Our main business is in portfolio management. So if you'd like to open a broking account with me and have me give you advice on a regular basis as to what you should be buying and selling, then please let me know. And all the advice in this video is general only. So a daily chart here of Aurora, as we could see, the shares are still clearly in a downtrend. Having a look at price action most recently, it is quite negative. So, quite dominated by this sort of sharp sell down, and we could see the volume as well. So, odds are that this does just continue on to a new low. So I think it's best to be out of a stock like this. Once it makes a new low, then it's worth seeing what the price action is from there. So for example, here where it made a new low, yes, it did bounce back, but it was a very slow recovery before dropping. Same here as well. We could see the sharp pullback didn't even overlap that. I mean, for a buy signal, what you'd need initially would, if it went to a new low and then bounced back very sharply on massive volume, potentially you've got a sort of a washout there, and then initially I guess a higher risk sort of entry point, but I think for the time being its risk is still clearly to the downside, so best to stay away. Okay, Stanmore Coal. So if I'll just zoom back out. So going up, it's done very well over the course of a year. Not the smoothest of rides. I mean, we've got some fairly decent pullbacks here. So if you're looking at drawdowns, sort of large amounts. I mean, here you went from over $3 back to $2.50 in a very negative manner before it sort of leveled out and got going again. So it hasn't been the easiest of rides. Most recently, we've got another sort of sharp couple of days down, but then it sort of leveled and tightened out and then sort of popped up here. So it does look like it wants to go higher. Made no progress yesterday, so but potentially it could still continue on, or maybe we see a situation like here where it leveled out, popped higher, came back to give you a higher low, and then it got going. So yeah, so it'd be worth watching to see if that's the case, and you get a higher low, then that's another potential buying opportunity. AVL, so I think this one also is looking a bit interesting here. It looks like it's putting in a low, it's sort of rounded out. What we've got here is, the rounding out sort of starts to increase on a bit of volume. And then we've had a consolidation here, so then a very big move out of the consolidation on, again, an increase in volume, so that looks good. At the moment, it's just sort of stalling here after a decent move, so nothing wrong with that. And basically, you'd be looking for if it pushes beyond the recent high here, then I think that would be the next buy signal. Otherwise, you don't really want to see it fall back to 3 cents or even under 3 cents. Car sales, so generally been meandering higher since May. It looks like there's some obvious sort of resistance in this sort of region that has been building up to, and now it's consolidated under that. It's tried to break out. It hasn't followed through. So look, I think it's still worth watching. I think clearly if it can get above this range, then you've got that would be a positive and an opportunity to buy. AZL, so it looks like it's trying to put in a low as well, but I think it's still early days on this. I'll just zoom in a bit more. So we've had sort of a bounce off the low, this sort of sideways consolidation followed by a big breakout here on volume was a positive, that's positive, but at the moment it's not making any progress. I mean, this day in particular is a bit negative. I think what you do with something like this is, you've got an upper level here, potentially that's the floor, and basically if it breaks under that, that's a sell, and if it breaks out of that to the upside, that's your buy. Okay, well, that's all for this week. If you have a request, send it through and I'll try to cover it next Thursday for you.